Welcome to part 3 of adding the laser to the Flying Bear P902. Can't buy. Almost done with this one. And now I'm done with that one. Big money. Children, dumbasses, stupid people, shit for brains, Donald Trump, fucking, and a whole shitload of Democrats, corporatists. You know what we should do? We should pollute the water. Dabble. Can't buy. Do not watch this video. This video is not made for you. This video is made for only people who like my videos and are interested in what I have to talk about, which is a laser. And this is part 3. So, yeah, so I was editing the things and I was like, oh, that was like another 25 minutes of video of me showing you about that, and then now I got to show you about the laser. So, and then after that, I got to do one where I'm actually showing you how to make the logo. So I thought I'd actually have to do some other, actually do some more video screen capture off of the PC, but I don't actually need this camera for that, so I'll do that later. Strong bitter lemon. Yeah, so wear your goggles and the glasses, and don't look, even with the glasses on, don't look at the laser. And yeah, and this one, part 3, this is showing you the laser stuff. So I didn't actually turn on the laser in this one, but yeah, you just turn it on using the fan, and yeah, you can adjust the you can turn that to adjust the focal point. But if you read some of the warnings, like about lasers, the intensity of the light is like a lot stronger than the sun, so that's why you have to wear goggles and stuff like that. And also, if you get if the lasers touch your skin, apparently that's also really like a super bad sunburn, and you can get some kind of something. So don't fuck around with that shit. So, I'm not a laser expert, so I don't really know. But yeah, so like I mentioned, maybe the best way to focus the laser is to turn it on, turn it off, and then adjust it, and then turn it on, turn it off again, and adjust it. Maybe that's the best way to do it until you get to the point where it's like, oh, it's burning, and you figure out the level and stuff like that. So there's a lot of fine-tuning involved with that, and yeah, I think this next part will just be about burning, doing the laser, and I think part 4 will be about making the logo, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's what we'll do it. Alright, so this is going to be part 3. Can't enjoy the video. What? The laser's back on there? What happened to the laser back? Laser. Yeah, I put the laser back on there just so I can show you what I'm doing. And I swapped out but it's not connected. It's not connected. Where's the wires? There's a wire. It's not connected. So there's no power going to the laser. I put back the other one, the fan. Alright, so we got the laser all connected up to the ramps and everything like that. So now it's the moment of powering on the stuff and getting the lasers and laser beams and shit like that. So, yeah, before you turn on the laser and stuff like that, I suggest that you listen to all the steps that we're going to do so that you don't, or you watch the video and then you watch it again and again, and so that you don't leave the laser on and like, oh, there's a laser going, and what do I do next? What's the next step? Oh, shit. And yeah, and in case you fucked up some shit, and they're like, oh, and yeah, I forgot to put on my glasses, oh, and I did, yeah, so this is, yeah, it's important, because, you know, it's a laser, and, you know, Transformers use lasers for battle, so, you know, don't fool around. So, since we auto-homed it, I'm going to do it now, pretend the laser's on. Pretend it's lasers. Lasers. Connect the power. There we go. And oh, it's going. No. So right now we got the oh shit, I should probably be in front of the camera over here. That way you can see if something happens with the thingies. So you can see right now the room temperature. The bed is at 18 degrees. The nozzle's at 19 degrees. So yeah, it's a little bit chilly in here. It's got the laser. I didn't really attach it on that. I just attach it with one screw, and I didn't do the other screw because it's fucking tiny, getting nuts on your finger. So we're gonna test the make sure that we're gonna auto home the thing. All of the stepper motors are working. Everything's aligned up back there. We're all good. So I'm gonna do that right now to pretend like it's not that far off the thing. Yeah. I'm gonna click down there and auto home the thing. Auto home. Auto home song. There's a song that goes to auto home. Auto home. Oh, there it goes. So, oh shit, things are working and clicking. Z's going up. Alright. Okay, guys. So we auto homed that up, and we know that everything's working well. So we want to test to make sure that the laser actually works. So we can move the laser over the bed, and so we'll move the axis. We don't really have to move the Y because it's way in the back. So, but we can move the X because if you see right now, the way I set it up, the laser's not over the bed. It's not really going to make that much of a difference. Unless you're cutting paper or something really thin, because we're going to drop down the Z. We're going to drop the Z down, and then we're going to put a piece of wood across the bed, and we could actually start from 0, 0, wherever this this laser is right now, and yeah, we could set that to 0, 0. But the thing is with this laser is that it's got you can focus it, right? And according to the seller, the DTZ or DZT store where I bought this from, I asked them, sent them a message to say, how far should the material be below the laser? And that really depends on how you focus the laser. So they said between about 5 to 20 centimeters. So there's a big range, a good 15 centimeters of, you know, where you want to place that Z, where you want to place the focal point of the laser. So, yeah, and you know, that's something you're gonna have to figure out. So let's just move, like for example, if we're going to put some wood on here, then we can't have the auto leveling for the carriage and the 3D printer right there, because we won't have any clearance for the wood. So we gotta move the Z down, right? We gotta drop that, and we gotta move. Yeah, if we're doing wood, then maybe it's okay. Might come out this way, and you might even off the bed on this side. You might be okay. You have to clamp it down, but if you just want to do it all on the bed, then if you're doing something that's floppy, maybe you want to get it on the bed, so you want to move the carriage over the bed. Yeah, you're still not powering on the laser. You got to connect it to the ramps. But then we're going to power on the laser, and this is where we need our glasses. Yay, glasses. And don't look at the fucking laser. Ruben, I'm going to look at the laser. Don't do that shit. You might be a dumbass. It's like, oh, I'm just going to look at it for a little bit, but then I'm gonna look away real quick. I'm gonna put my glasses on my head. Or I'm going to put the glasses over here on the table, and then when the laser starts, I'm going to pick them up and put them on my eyes, or I'm going to do some. You're not faster than light, so yeah, don't do that. So put your glasses on your face, put them over your eyes, and make sure that your eyes are looking through the glasses and stuff like that. Don't fuck around with this shit. Ruben, you're just being okay, whatever. So yeah, we're gonna put the piece of wood or something. Well, I'm gonna drop the Z down. Just to pretend I'm doing something here. So I'm gonna go to the Z, move the Z, prepare, move axis. There it is. And you can only move the Z in 1 millimeters at a time. Right there. And I'm gonna drop the Z down, like that. And I'm going to drop it to about maybe 25 or 26. And I know that's alright because I just done this. I just is being done all of this stuff. So I dropped it to 26-ish. Okay. And I'm going to put a piece of wood on here. And because of the magic of already doing this, I already know what I'm doing. So I got a big old piece of wood. And look at that. What is that? Some engraving over here. And I can just put that like right in there. Like right there. Oh, look at that. It fits. It even flops over. Because it's not paper, it's pretty big. If it were paper, then maybe I want to go over the bed. But right now, because it's wood and it's sturdy, it's, you know, I don't even have to move the laser. I don't have to move the carriage. I just had to drop the Z to give me some clearance there. And I don't have the thing powered on, so I'm not going to be able to show you. But I did show you in the other video. You can measure that there. Right there. That's about 5.5 centimeters from the lens right there, focal lens. And that's good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the laser and then see if it turns on, if the wiring is all good, or your laser is broken or some shit. And to do that, we're gonna go down here to the fan and the temperature. Oh shit, you can see that. Right there, and we're gonna go to the control and temperature, and we're going to go to the fan speed because it was connected by the thing, and we're going to turn it to 1, or it doesn't even matter what number. We're just going to click, yay, 4, 5, and what happens is, what will happen is that the laser will turn on, and you'll see this big purple circle on the material here. And if it's a big fat diameter circle, and you're looking at through your glasses, you're not looking at this stuff. You're like, oh, then you know it's not really focused. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's see. So I'm gonna go to temperature, control temperature, and I'm gonna adjust the fan speed and turn it up. I'm gonna turn it up all the way, and you're gonna see that the laser is gonna turn on. I wish I could see because I'm wearing these green glasses. Okay, so try again. Temperature, fan speed, turn it up, and there it turns on. So we don't really want it on right now. We're gonna turn it off, go back to 0, and there it is. You can adjust this focal thing, and it will start to become a little point, fine little point, and yeah, that's a terrible thing. So you don't want to be looking at it. Maybe you could try to adjust it through the camera. There's other ways of adjusting it. You can just leave, what I found is I looked at it, I saw that I just turned it on, turned it off real quick, and try to look at it through the camera and say, oh, that's too big. So then I just adjusted it a little bit more with it turned off, and then turned it on, turned it off, and then like, okay, and I just, once it gets to the point that it's like a really fine pin, like a little small diameter thing, that thing will start burning. And let's see if I can find where I burnt this thing. Oh shit, there goes a... Yeah, I think that's, oh, you can't see it right there. I think there's some burn, right, the one right there. I think that's where I burnt it. So you're going to get that thing going. It's still going to start burning. And you want to turn it off. It's like, okay, well, it's ready to go. That's the point. There are other ways to check the angle of the Z. Is if you set it up to do a run across the X, and you angle the board, it'll start off like out of focus and then get into focus and then out of focus, so you can determine where the focal point is on the laser, and then drop your bed down to that level, and then that will be your bed level for materials, unless you adjust the focus on it, and then you have to retest it and then do. So you're gonna have to figure out where the best point is for the thing, for the laser. Yeah, so that's something you're gonna have to do. And yeah, you get your piece of this, cheap ass crappy wood. And since things are gonna be smoking, things are gonna be on burning. You want to make sure there's no like flammable. There's no like, hey, look, there's an open can of gasoline right next to my fucking flaming shit. Yeah, don't do that, because you're gonna be don't be a dumbass. Then you have to, don't like paint. I've got a shitload of paint, some, airbrushing and stuff like that. So make sure everything's kind of clear. And make sure that there's a way to turn off the power, and maybe if something starts burning, you can get rid of it, or maybe an extinguisher or something like that. Yeah. And you want to have your glasses on, because you don't want to be, once you hit the go button, it's going to start moving. And if that mount isn't done well, or if something's done, that something happens, it starts going rough fucking shit, or the G code's crazy and the laser falls off of the mount and starts fucking, you got a live laser shooting around shit. Oh, and you gotta explain to the doctor, oh, well, I was a fucking dumbass and I didn't make sure shit was done right, and then laser shot me in the face. Yeah. So, oh, that's crazy, Reuben. That would never happen. Mm-hmm. If you Google, blue laser hazards, yeah, which I didn't do when I first did this, but now, like, that's when at the end of the thing, you'll see me running away, is because they said, like, don't even be near the, 3 feet of it, because it's got a bunch of, invisible light and shit, and I don't know what the fuck. So, shit. Yeah, so, something, I don't know how the X-Carve or those the laser engravers that you buy, if those things are safe. You see some YouTube videos of like, oh, look, I'm just going to look at it, we'll put the screen. I don't know if they're going to go fucking blind. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. So, take precautions. It's like dealing with the hooker. Might be fun and good, but you don't want to be in there without protection. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're, cheap ass hookers. So you got the laser, and you know that it turns on, you know that where the 0 is, and you're okay. So now we gotta get something to print.